Welcome to the podcast with your favorite cash flow guys, Mike and Blaine, giving you the best advice while having a beer. When you're running a business, there are problems every day. Let Mike and Blaine help you out and guide your way. Cheers to the good times with Mike and Blaine for business, beer, and BS.
Hey, it's Mike and Blaine. It's episode 203, and we are back. I know we took last week off. You probably didn't notice it because we got one in the can for you, but we're back. I'm Mike Milam, also known as Cashflow Mike. That is my friend and my partner, my podcast partner, the CEO of Dry Run, Blaine Birch. What's up, man?
You don't think the millions of people out there listening to us every week missed us?
They didn't, because you schedule it so perfectly, they didn't even know.
Yeah, the millions was maybe a little bit of a stretch, but that's all right.
Hey, so I wait a second. I was watching you during the intro, and I think you even got some of the words wrong when you were lip syncing.
You know what? You always look like that to me too, but it's because the timing doesn't match, and I don't know why. But when it's playing the video, I'm like, what I hear in my ear is not what you are doing. So we actually see the intro video in different timing. Because I do know the song inside out. I've heard it 203 times now.
That's funny. Hey, so I'm pissed. I am pissed. That's what we're going to be talking about. I'm pissed. I'm mad. You know, by the title of the show, we're talking about customer service, and I'm going to let it all hang out today. I'm pissed.
All right.
So as I laugh about it, right?
We'll still have fun. Even though Mike's pissed, we're still going to have fun. It'll be a fun time. It is kind of fun sometimes talking about bad service and also good service. We're going to talk about also some of the standouts, because you know what? It is true that some places go above and beyond on service and some places just do not care. And I can't understand why there can be such a giant gulf between the two. But I'm anxious to hear your story, to be honest. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, is that we don't make up a topic until about 10 minutes before. I think even Blaine saw me put it into the episode like 2 minutes before today. So
I was going to start, chatting with you in there. Need a hand? What's going on?
What's funny is that, all right, so we use a shared Google Doc, and I couldn't figure out what that was. I'm like, what is that on the screen? It's your cursor.
That was me, yeah. Because I was waiting to see, because I usually try and get a beer that matches the topic, and did not do that today. Actually, I just grabbed a beer because you still hadn't had the topic while I was still picking my beer. So, but what are you drinking today that's going to calm you down a bit?
All right, so I am going to take a Neighbor Pat special. And he brought down yesterday, he brought down from Lone Pint Brewery, he brought down Brewer Select. Nice. And there's a quiz, a question mark on the guy's face. So I don't think they know what it is. So anyway, that's what it's like talking to some customer service reps. You feel like that's all they got in their head is that question mark.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we've never done that brewery before.
We haven't?
Pretty sure we haven't. Where is that? Where they're based?
Oh, I'm thinking we've done that one before. It's in Magnolia, Texas. So maybe I did like in season 1. Or okay. Like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I just far back. I haven't did it in a while.
Recognize it. Nice. Well, good. Well, it's nice to promote them again, because I don't remember them. So it's probably been quite a long time since we promoted them. So that's really nice.
It is good to kind of circle back to some older ones or some things we haven't seen in a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely. This week, so this does not really go with our topic, but I got this one called Super Cutie, and it's a hazy IPA with mango. But this is kind of an interesting one, and it's from Cabin and Born, and it's a collaboration between Cabin Brewing Company and Born Brewing Company. And we were just at those breweries last week when we were in Calgary, and they're right across the street from each other in one of the brewery districts they have there. And delicious beer in both places. I do have one beef. Cabin, we just ordered some like kettle chips to go with our beer. They were so overly generous. Like this giant thing of chips. It was like in a giant bag all on its own with dip. and we went and walked down to some other breweries. I could barely walk. I should not have eaten all those chips. Like my wife and I shared these chips, and it was way too many chips. But that's not really bad service. That was probably being a little bit over the top. And I just had way too many chips.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting is that I don't see it as much down here, but that's like the second, third, or fourth collaboration you've brought to the show, right? Where two breweries actually combined to make a new beer. So that's interesting.
Very,
I don't see
very
that a
common.
lot.
Oh, really? A very common up here. In fact, I know a couple of breweries I was in last week in Edmonton here both had collabs, like just on the menu. Then and oftentimes I'll be at a brewery and they'll just have like one of their taps will literally be from another brewery in town down the block, or they may have a bottle that they're featuring. They really support each other here, which is interesting. It's a nice model.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, hey, did you see the picture I sent you last week of a beer sponsor?
No. Where did you text it to?
I'm sure you did. So, all right. So if you guys don't know, Devin is one of our beer sponsors, biggest LSU planet or fan on the planet. And I'm going to tell you what, was watching, there it is right there. I was watching the SEC, whatever it is. It's some, I don't know. There's some show on Netflix about the SEC, right? And it goes through whatever last season. I think it's last season.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the first episodes. I'm talking about in the first 10 minutes. He comes right on the screen just like that, what you see in the picture, because he's in Las Vegas there watching the LSU Tigers play, a game. I forget who they're playing, but isn't that wild? That's kind of wild that, here out of all the people in the stands, Devin gets kind of front and center, in a shot like that on TV, on Netflix.
And okay, this is the spin that business owners will, always do, right? Now we can say one of our beer sponsors was featured on Netflix.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're definitely saying that.
For sure. That'll be like our headline on our website.
Yeah, that's right. As indirectly featured on Netflix.
Yeah, we don't say it directly. It's featured, it was on there. Devin, we're going to say you're featured, Devin. That show was around. It should have been, if it wasn't all around you, it should have been about you.
There you go. So, all right. So I'm going to see another beer sponsor in about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. Karen Harrison from Michigan, 3S Smart Consulting. She and I are going to be speaking at the Small Business Development Center annual training event. I don't know why they had to change it from conference to training event. I don't know. Okay. Sure. You know what's funny about stuff like that where you have name changes? So when they built the new Highway Patrol Academy in Missouri back in, I don't know, 80s or 90s or something like that, they wanted to include a swimming pool into the gym, right? And put a swimming pool down below in the gym and stuff, for indoor physical activity on the campus of the academy. Well, the Senate, the legislature, whatever, wouldn't approve the budget with swimming pool. They said the troopers don't need swimming pools, So they changed the name in the contract to training tank. So we didn't get a swimming pool. We got a training tank. So maybe that's what happened with the conference. Oh, Doge went through and cut conferences, but this is a training event. This isn't a conference.
It's amazing how often things like that happen and sneak through and just, crazy.
Yeah. So Karen Harrison up at 3S Smart Consulting. Go check her out if you need cash flow help.
And also Rachel Barnett from Gentle Frog. Rachel's been a longtime sponsor, sponsoring all the way out to the end of the year. And if you have a small business, you need to know how to use QuickBooks Online. You need to go talk with Karen or with Rachel Barnett. I'm just listening to you talking. I'm just like one week off, and I'm just like,
we shouldn't have took a week off. Yeah, we're out of the flow. We're out of flow.
Sorry, Rachel.
That's why coders wear the headphones, right? Because if they get out of flow, it takes them like 15, 20 minutes to get back into flow.
Yeah. See, I got my headphones, but in my headphones is you talking about Karen. So that's why. Oh, but okay, if you need to know how to use QuickBooks Online, you got to talk with Rachel, or better yet, go to her YouTube channel, which is YouTube/@GentleFrog, and you will see a million videos telling you exactly how to use QBO to the best of your ability, and it's going to help your business grow hand over fist, or at least it'll track your books.
There you go. Hey, and let's talk about the cash flow cowboy, right? I'll let you talk about him because you don't know Jeff. I know Jeff personally, so let me talk about Jeff.
That sounds like a good plan. So I'm gonna. Are you gonna go with Jeff first, or we are out of sync? Go nuts. Go with Jeff.
There you go. Hey, all right. So I'm gonna tell you about Jeff Robertson from Rabison, Rabason. He is my marketing guru. He is the guy. If you go to my stuff, he is the guy that helps me put together. If you see me on Facebook, you see me on LinkedIn, you see me whatever, he's the guy kind of doing that behind the scenes. I think he even puts my YouTube thing together. So if you see that and you think he's doing a good job, that's the guy, and that's the guy you need on your team as well. So go check out Jeff. Rabison is the name of the company. Robertson is the name of his last name. So I don't know why I did that. Jeff, Jeff. Jeff at Rabison.com. There you go.
And as Mike had started to introduce, Larry Weinstein, the cash flow cowboy out of Houston, Texas. If you were looking for a CPA, you need an accountant to help you run your business, go talk with Larry. He's going to get you all set up and through the tricky times that we're dealing with right now.
All right. So that was by far, I don't know if it's the worst, but it's close to the worst intro we've ever done to the show.
Well, definitely the worst description of our sponsors. That didn't go very smoothly today.
Super clumsy. Nobody would sponsor us. I mean, and we used to have sponsors, all the time until we had this show. And then all of a sudden, they're going, no, they're going to fumble it.
Just took off. Well, okay, there's two things. So I was gone last week, which meant that we were off for a week. And like I said, when we just popped on here, it felt like it's been a month. Like it feels like forever. We've only missed 1 week, but somehow it's just, we were so used to every week. It's also just a little bit at the tail end of the dog days of summer. We're right in August here. And I always say the world wakes up August 15th, but that's not till tomorrow. So we're still all asleep. And I think all of our listeners are too.
All right. So I don't think, is it next week? It is next week. Next week is Cashflow Mike's birthday.
Ooh.
Right. Oh. Remember last year during the birthday episode, we said, let's drink whiskey. Let's drink whiskey and nobody will understand the show.
That was the Mike's birthday derailed episode as we got into too much whiskey in one episode. If you guys are looking for an interesting episode, just go back a year and you'll catch that one.
Yeah, listen to any of them that came out in August of last year, late August. There you go.
Yeah. But
all right,
okay, that's gonna be fun. That'll be good. All
right, so I'm pissed, right? And the title of the show is, "Hey, it's not me, it's your service." That's the way. That's what I was saying in my mind as I wrote that. It's not me, it's you. All right, it's been a kind of a snowball, an avalanche of things that happened. So let me go back to, first of all, how do you expect customer service to be at the DMV?
Awful.
How do you expect customer service to be at the post office?
Also generally awful. So what I'm just saying my expectations, not what would maybe happen, but it's my expectation, right?
All right, so now have one transaction that involves both of those entities.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. That is rough.
All right,
that's
so
a 2-day odyssey. Yep.
So let me explain. No, it's 2 months. 2 months, dude. All right, so back in June, I get a letter from the, Texas DMV saying, hey, it's time to renew your driver's license. You can do it online. We'll make it super ass easy for you. Just do this. I go online, super easy. I'm like going, man, that was really easy. They don't need a picture from me right now or nothing like that. I guess there's something about a 10-year, 5 years, not enough difference in your picture, but 10 years is, or 7 years or whatever hell that, their date is. So I do it. It's accepted. It's fine. I get a notice saying it's been mailed. I'm like, this is great. This thing is moving right along. So it goes into the post office. I'm signed up for this thing called USPS, United States Postal Service informed delivery, which means every day they now take a picture of everything they have for you, right? They take a picture of it. You get an email in the morning, says, here's what we think is going to be delivered today. Got like 5 items on a random Monday. It's like, I'm going to say July 28th.
Yeah.
Right. So it takes about a month for me to renew for them to say they're going to deliver it. I'm like going, that was the smoothest, most perfect thing I've ever seen in my life. Just perfect. I was really happy. Now I'm in Colorado. So I'm not here to get my license, but we got a community mailbox just up the street. And you go up there and you get your mail. We come back, so it's almost a week later. So I got a week's worth of mail in there. Come back, grab the mail, saying, oh, good, my license will be in here. I go through it, no license.
Oh, no.
I'm like going, how come there's no license, right? It showed. I go back through the whole week. I'm like going, there's everything they said was going to be delivered except for that whole day. All 5 of those items that were on the informed delivery email, 0 of them made it into the box. I go, maybe it went in the wrong box. I said, so when you try to do online stuff with the post office, they say, hey, give it about a week, because sometimes those pictures, they get taken by automation and all that. And maybe it just hasn't made it into the sort and they get out of order or whatever. So I'll give it a week. Actually, I gave it 2 weeks. Still doesn't show up. I drive 5 miles over to the post office. Go in there. Got to wait in line. Then the person that I'm talking to at the counter can't talk to me because it's about lost mail. So then I have to go to this door they keep shut with a peephole and a buzzer on the wall. I'm like, what is this? It's like a speakeasy in the post office. It's like a secret knock and shit. I don't know what's happening. So ring the buzzer. Lady, it's one of those doors that kind of open up in the middle, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? So they opens up in the middle. She comes out. She's like going, oh my God, I can't believe somebody came to this door, right? Because it's closed. And she goes back there, and I don't know, she's back there forever trying to figure out where this is. And she goes, no, we don't have it. It's not here. She goes, I'll take down your name and your phone number, and I'll look for it today around that. Yeah, shred it probably is what happened. And we'll contact you. I'm like going, I said, if it was junk mail, I wouldn't be here. It's a driver's license. It's kind of important to me, right? So nothing. Don't hear nothing from her that day or the next day. I just happen to see the postal person that's delivering, right? Putting it in the box. I say, hey, I did this. I went up there and made this complaint. It never showed up. And she goes, oh, this isn't my normal route, so I don't know what could have happened. I'll take down your name and number, and I'll go talk to the person who does this route. Huh?
And not do anything with it, shred it as well.
Yeah, dude. And another week goes by, haven't heard from anybody, still didn't hear from anybody. So then I go back on Monday, and I go, well, maybe I'll just get another one, right? Maybe they could do something with that one. I'll get another one. Oh, yeah. I try to call. No. You go through all this automated stuff. And then finally, when you say, do you want to talk to an agent? Yeah, I want to talk to an agent. They go, oh, we're sorry. Our phone queue is full. And it hangs up. I'm fucking pissed, right? I mean, I'm going, I just spent 20 minutes going through their whole cycle to get to a person to only be hung up on by the automation. So then I do it says there's an email icon. You want to contact us? Here's an email icon. Oh, no, it's not an email. It's like their internal form that you go fill out. It's not even a stylized page. This is like, blank text. It's like if I took a blank piece of typewriter paper, just typed words on it and drew a box that says, put your stuff here. So I do that on Monday. It says, hey, we get back to people in up to 2 days. Monday, guess what happens on Thursday? I ain't heard from them. It's been 4 days. I do it again today. And right after that, I jump on the podcast. Think about this. This is something I thought was going to be so super simple. Everything had worked up properly until it didn't. And then everything after that, it's just like going, I don't know. The robots do that job now.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of what? Where did the license go?
Yeah. You got to hope that nothing goes wrong anymore, because if anything gets out of sync, which I think it probably happens all the time, you're done. And the fact they're government agencies makes it even trickier, because they just don't care at all.
Oh yeah, and they do have this one little button that says, "Hey, you can check the status of your renewal." So I do that, and it says, "Oh, well, we mailed that on July 16th. Give it a few more days."
A few more days.
Give it a few more days. Give it more time to process. I'm like going, dude, you're in Austin, which is like an hour away. I'm here. It's been a month. Is it an armadillo carried that sucker down here?
Yeah, that would have got here already.
But I know the post office lost it because they showed me a picture of it. I know Texas did the right thing. I know the post office didn't. Yeah. And now I can't get Texas to even respond to, what do we do next? I keep saying, what do we do next?
Yeah.
I don't know the process. What happens if I don't get the license that they said they mailed?
Yeah, you'll get it in October, after you've gone and gone through the headache of, no, but I never got the license. Well, you have to prove you didn't get the license. I don't have it. It's not here. Like, I can already see this is going to be an ongoing saga for a while.
Yeah. So that was just one thing that happened. 3 months ago, I have this business debit card that I just use for subscriptions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Somehow there was a fraudulent charge. Somebody bought a vacation in London. Remember me talking about that?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Some travel company in London, whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody got a trip, and that got sorted out, but it took like several weeks to sort it out.
Yeah.
Well, today I'm doing a podcast interview, with another guy. And I get this text from Link. You ever know Link is like a digital wallet, and sometimes it just stores your credit card. So some places, when you make a purchase, it will automatically fill it in, and it'll be a secure purchase. Supposedly, It's like a digital wallet. Well, I get this text from Link. Well, I'm on the podcast, which means I'm not shopping. I'm not using a credit card. So I ignore it. I'm like, well, if I don't verify it with that number, it shouldn't take place.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, I'm doing some accounting, and I see this charge that just occurred. I mean, it's like at the top of the list, just occurred from Amazon for $191. And I go to my account, and I'm like, because sometimes you buy stuff and they don't charge you until you ship it or something.
Later.
Some companies that do that, right? So I'm like going, shit, what'd I buy? Like, we do drink during the show, so you never know what I'm going to buy next. But that's not what happened either. I'm like, I didn't buy anything. There's nothing in my orders. I'm like I'm just going to call Amazon and say, hey, whatever the hell that was, don't ship it. Just cancel it. I don't know what it is. Well, of course, they can't tell me what it is. They go, because there's no order linked to my account. I'm like going, yeah, no shit. It's a fraudulent charge with my card. We argue about what this is. And she goes, you have to contact your bank. I said, okay, I've already done that, but I have the authorization number. Can you tell me what it is and make sure you don't ship it? And let's just not do it. It just happened like minutes ago. Yeah. Can we just not do it? Just cancel the order on my card. Oh no, there's none of that. You're not canceling any orders on your cards. Mm-hmm. I go, well, why not? Because you don't know the transaction ID. I said, yeah, I do. I'm on the bank account right now. Here it is. Here's the transaction ID. And she wants to argue with me that that's not the transaction ID. I'm like going, well, that's the one that's the bank's telling me it is. And we argue about it. I'm like going, she goes, no, it has to have a 9 and a B and a 4 and a tilde, all these things that it doesn't have. I'm like going, no, it doesn't have any of that. This is the number that's attached to this transaction. And she goes, but it's not attached to your Amazon account. I'm like going, yeah, no shit.
It's not your account. Yeah,
I didn't order it. I'm like, Can you believe that though? I'm like, it's my card, somebody else's account. I'm calling them within minutes. I said, hey, before you pack the box and ship it, just don't do it.
And so they actually they asked you to approve it, and then when you didn't, they did it anyway. That's bizarre. That's super weird that the credit card let it go through.
Yeah, I have to wait until it settles and then dispute it with the bank.
I had to do that one time. It was so frustrating because the same thing. I got in touch with them immediately, and well, no, you're gonna have to wait a few weeks and then dispute it. Why? Like it hasn't gone through yet. Now, none of it's gone through. It's I can see right there.
Just stop the transaction.
Yeah, just stop transaction. Nope. It's just.
Hey, you remember with the checks, when you wrote a check, you could do that. You could call the bank and say, hey, I wrote this check and don't pay him. Don't pay that check.
Yeah. It
was so easy.
Yeah.
Stop payment. Maybe you had to pay for it, but it would stop the payment.
Yeah. It's bizarre how little control we have over things like that, like actually paying for things. It's pretty sad, actually.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's kind of my rant because, and I think it's the bank. There's something with it, or I won't say it's the bank. It's happened twice with the same bank, right? And it's only with the card that I use. And first one was a physical card, so I had to actually cancel the card and get another one come in. This is a virtual card. This is a virtual card that you can just freeze and create another virtual card. Mm-hmm. But it's the same bank, so now I've at least narrowed it down to the physical card I might have used somewhere else. I might have went to a restaurant. I might have went somewhere. This virtual card is only used for subscriptions. It is one of my vendors who got hacked.
Yeah.
Right. I at least know that much now. Right. Before I'm like, I use that card in a whole bunch of places, from Walmart to Costco to Lupe Tortilla. Right? So, but it's one of those things now. I know it's only digital transactions. There is one of my vendors on that card that got hacked.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've a couple of years ago we had a bit of an episode on ranting about customer service, and so often for me, I find that the worst customer service, and the ones that you talk about that everyone kind of is a bit familiar with, it's like the phone company, the credit card company, the cable company, the DMV, the post office. It seems like these really big organizations should have the resources to give good customer service. We all know if you phone a big company, every single time you phone, it will say, we're having higher than normal call volumes.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not. You're having completely normal, maybe even less than normal call volumes. That's just your excuse for giving really crappy service. And then you look at small businesses, so often will bend over backwards. And like, they don't have the resources. They don't have the room to move, and they will bend over backwards to give customer service. Like, that's my experience, is more often than not, the small ones will give you good customer service, and it's harder for them to do.
Well, I think I've talked on here before on my customer service philosophy about having an aura, AURA.
Mm-hmm.
And I practice it. I'm gonna tell you what warms my heart, which actually makes me smile, is when people says, "Oh, I didn't expect you to get back to me." I didn't expect it. Like I sent this at 4:00 on a Saturday afternoon, and you got back to me by 4:30. I'm like going, well, yeah, if I'm sitting there doing nothing and I see it come through, I don't like to wait for stuff. I'm not going to make you wait for stuff, right? If I'm doing something, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to go do it, on a Saturday afternoon like that. But in this case, it was an easy enough question to just respond to, and it gets it off people's chest. They don't have to think about it like till Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, we kind of follow that same model with, like, we try and get back to people virtually immediately. I can't totally remember what your aura's done, but we try and get back to people immediately. We try and keep them up to date, solve the problem, follow up, all that. And it's amazing how much better customer service goes when you just acknowledge. Oh, that's what the A stands for. Acknowledge it. That's what we do. Is just acknowledge it. Now I know what the A stands for.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, yes, we're not making you wait. Awesome. We've seen it. We're looking into it.
Yeah.
Keep them up to date.
You didn't know what it stood for. That's really funny. Well,
yeah, magic.
Hey, I teach it, I mean, first of all, Cashflow Mike, if you need stuff from Cashflow Mike, right, if you want to know how to do advisory services, you want to learn how to manage your financials, put more cash in your pocket, understand a little bit of deeper meaning and see your business through the eyes of the financial statements, then come check out my stuff. I got a free, I've got a free course right now, right on the homepage. It's a 7-minute conversation. If you don't know how to read a financial statement, just come take this free course, grab it. Within an hour, you're going to know 6 calculations that's going to teach you how to touch the 3 main important financial statements that you'll use: the cash flow statement, the balance sheet, and the income statement. And you're going to learn more about your business in 7 minutes than you knew yesterday. That's basically what it does. But all right, so I'll go back to this. I did my own transition. I've dominated the whole podcast today because I'm pissed. So I'm just talking.
I couldn't believe we were 30 minutes. I never even looked up. He said like 30 minutes. He started that. I'm like, aren't we 10 minutes in? I'm like, oh no, it's a long story. I was actually thinking
that was a long story. That was a long story. That was 2 long stories right in a row. I dominated it. So sorry about that. All right, but the aura to me. All right, so I built it off of the 3 rule, or I'm not the 3. It's the 4 rules of survival, right? And it's built around the number 3, meaning that you can live for what is it? 3 weeks without food. You can live 3 days without water. You can live 3 hours without warmth, right? Hypothermia, those type of things, and you can live 3 minutes without water. Or I'm sorry, without air. So it's built on that. So I said, okay, what do I have
3
that's
seconds
similar to
without
that?
beer.
Yeah, 3 seconds without beer. But what I've got is, what do I depend on for survival? And it's your customers. Your customers are the ones, right? So if you just learn this today, I think your customer service will be better. And I say that my customers have to have an aura, right? I want everybody that pays me money has a glow, right? They're like special people in the world, right? Just like with yours.
Yep.
So the first one, and it all is around when I want to respond to you. It's a time. It's just like 3 minutes, 3 days, because it's the easiest way I can remember and teach it. So first of all A is for acknowledge. When you send me an email or a text or however I learn about it, when I know that there's an issue, within an hour, I at least want to shoot you something back saying, hey, I saw this. I didn't say solve it. I didn't say I'm looking into it right now. I'm just saying, hey, I saw it. Let me check into it. That way, at least they know that it didn't go into space, right? Into the ether.
Yeah.
The next part of it is you, which means I want to update you. If I can't solve it by the end of one business day, I want to update you and say, hey, listen, this is a bigger problem, or this is a little bit harder. I couldn't find the answer. I'm still working on it. Didn't forget about you, right? Update. AU is just an update, and I want to do that within a day so they don't like going, okay, he said he saw it, but it's probably still sitting on his desk. The R is about resolve, right? Resolve is I should find a solution within a week. Yeah, normally it's within a minute, within 5 minutes, within, whatever it is. Yep. But that's my goals that I put on myself. 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week. And then the last one, the last A, is I want to approach you or the rest of my customer base saying, hey, this is a known problem, right? Approach within a month. This is a known problem. Just if you run into this, here's what you do, right? We ran into that with some issue with clearing cache, right? There's something that happened with Google a couple months ago that they changed the Chrome. There was some security thing that they changed, and it caused me a lot of problems with people having to clear cache to just access the site. So anyway, AURA. So it's acknowledge, update, resolve, and approach. And I think that's what helps me, and I think I have better customer service than most because of it.
Yeah, and it's so important, like I said, especially for a small business, because I think in a lot of ways we're know why, but we're held to a higher standard, and I think we deliver a lot better customer service. But part of it is because I think because of the bigger businesses, they don't have to, they can get away with it. They just don't really care, and none of their competitors seem to care either, and so they all kind of get, it's like collusion on bad service. That's how they seem to operate sometimes. It's kind of sad, but
I don't know if it's you, but it's definitely me. When somebody's not happy with what I'm doing or done, it affects me.
oh yeah,
I don't know why, but I'm like going, it like hurts my feelings. It causes me a little bit of anxiety and stress
yeah,
because
for sure.
I
Same here.
know that,
It's because
I
we're the
know
owners
that
and we care.
that's exactly
what it is,
right.
right? You care.
It's a reflection of you.
Exactly.
It's a reflection of you. And if you have a customer service staff, they're also a reflection of you. So that's why I built the training mechanisms of saying, hey, here's our goals. If you want to be measured for success, it's this. Did you do these things?
Yep. And like you just sort of mentioned that the owner cares. Is going to care probably more than anybody, right? Training the staff is one of the things that's really, really important, and that's where things can fall through the cracks. You see that all the time. It's just sometimes you just run into kind of some poor training. We were actually not that long ago. We were just popped in to grab a beer somewhere. It was a happy hour, and they came, brought us the happy hour menu, set it down in front of us. Happy hour ends in 10 minutes, I think. Might have been about 15 minutes, and we sat and we waited and we waited and we waited and we waited. And the waitress finally kind of wanders up and says, "Oh, sorry, it was such a long wait." And it was about 2 minutes after the end of happy hour. She says, "Oh, it's over." And I thought she was kidding at first. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You just told me how long it took." And just like, happy hour's over.
Oh no.
Most
people go ahead and most people already give you just the price.
Can you believe that? Like, I was just like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, but that's me. And it felt like the training must have been more emphasized on, when happy hour is over, it's over. But it didn't emphasize on actually treating the customer good. And we've had a couple of different places. It's like, how is happy hour, which is supposed to bring people in and get you to come back and pay full price later, bend over backwards and do really good service, people will come back. But to have somebody come in on happy hour and get kind of something on a bit of a dime and leave them with a bad taste in their mouth, I'm like, geez, what are you guys doing? Like, that's just ridiculous. Just how backwards can you have it? That's training. Because if the owner or maybe even a manager or something was there, I think they would have went, "Oh my God, no, of course we're going to take care of you." It was kind of unbelievable, to be honest.
That is unbelievable because she knew you were sitting there. Like, I would have placed the order in the right time. You didn't let me.
And then, so for what I did, I ordered off the happy hour. She goes, "Oh no, you can't order off that menu. It's after happy hour." And I'm like, "What?" And just like, nope. The system won't take it. She blamed the system. The system won't take it because I think all of them use these POS systems now that stop. And so I went, whatever. Like, I'm not arguing. So we ordered something different. And then she asked, "Well, do you still want this other stuff from the happy hour menu at full price?" I'm like, "No, I don't want that." It was just like, oh, this is weird. It was, I said to my wife after, like, this, like talking to a goldfish, like there's just like, just not happening.
I would say, no, I want the person that has the code that can change the price back there and override it. It's not you. It's not you. It's somebody else.
I know. It just was like, it's just, I'm here to relax during happy hour. Just bring me some beer, bring me some food. We'll just enjoy our time. And I don't want to get stressed out talking to a manager. But it was, but again, like, I think someone at a manager level or an ownership level would handle it completely differently. And I think it sort of flows downhill. Like, that's a training issue. And you realize the training was all technical happy hour ends here. The system does this, the blah, blah, blah does that. Da, 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 da. But where was the training on, we want our customers to be happy and come back and spend money again with us? That apparently, I guess, had bypassed,
Yeah. So that goes right back to my Amazon experience, right? Because it's an overseas customer service thing, and they go, oh, we don't see this transaction because it's not connected to your account. And I'm like, going, there's somebody in Amazon that can see it.
Yeah.
I said, I don't think it's you, but there's somebody there that can see it. I said, can you pass me that person? Well, no, because we did, and she said no.
Yeah.
No.
It's amazing that now that there's data everywhere, there's access to every detail of everything, and somehow customer service has got worse than when there was almost nothing. It was almost all trust. And I don't understand how it could turn that way, but it has. It's so strange.
No, and I can always tell when I'm being protocoled. Right. You know what I mean? Like there's certain phrases they start to say to turn and spin. I'm like, oh, I'm in that cycle. Yeah, I'm not breaking that cycle. So I just give up.
I had to do a tech phone call about a couple of weeks ago. And it was kind of funny because, like, if I do a tech phone call, probably something's sort of broken, right? And I got to the call center and I'm just like, oh God, they're going to go through their binder. And I know it's probably an online binder these days, but it's basically the binder. And I'm like, can you just elevate? I didn't say it, but I'm just like, can you just elevate it now? Because this is going to, and sure enough, I got through a few steps and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, we're going to have to elevate this. And then I started getting emails over the next few days. We're going all the way up. It's going to the dev team and all this stuff. And I'm like, shouldn't have taken a week and a half to get to that point, but it takes that long to go through all their gates. Before they will, holy cow, this is actually broken. It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, you know who I think is the worst right now in my life? Fast food. I'm talking maybe 1% of the time I get the order right. Maybe 1%. I'm talking about, I don't care if it's like sauces are missing or a sandwich is missing or it's the wrong type of sandwich or it's like, there's something either missing or it's wrong when it comes out. Fast food. It should be the. I know you don't eat fast food.
Well, I was just gonna say. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, so I had.
Let me explain what it is. Yeah, let me explain what it is first, because meaning there are places out there called McDonald's and like Taco Bell and things like that. And what they do is they have this prepared menu. I have to explain fast food to you because you're like kind of a foodie type guy.
I did. Okay, no, I did go. I will tell you about my one experience with fast food of the last year. And I may have talked about it on the show before, but they had the Whistle Dog at A&W, and there's this whole documentary about the Whistle Dog. They don't offer it anymore, and then they offered it for a very short time. And the guys on the radio were talking always about the Whistle Dog, and they were part of the reason they brought it back into town. It was this whole story, and I get suckered in on stories. And so he said, okay, we're going to go get a Whistle Dog from A&W. And do we have A&W in the States? I can't remember.
I don't know if there's that. I think there's some now. I think they combined with somebody.
Oh, okay.
There's like a combination.
They're huge.
As a kid, we had them.
Huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like it's not huge in Canada, but they're around, And
yeah. They had the drive up like Sonic's, right? They had the drive up where you ordered at the little machine and
when I was a kid,
delivered to your car. Yeah.
And you parked there and they got the tray. Yeah. When I was a kid, it was like that. And so we drove over and I said, well, I have 2 Whistle Dogs and a small onion ring, small fries, and 2 root beers. Cause I'm like, we're all in. We're doing the whole A&W thing because we just never have any of that stuff. And the lady says, that'll be $38.
Oh,
would you like
crazy.
anything else? I just about slammed on the gas and took off. I'm like, $38.
Yeah.
I was so mad. So we got it home. It was quite terrible. The food was quite like seriously not good. And so now I'm going to pitch a little bit here because if you're in Edmonton, go to Polyrhythm Brewing because they have the best hot dogs in town. They have maybe the best hot dog I've had in 20, 30 years, if ever. They hand make the wieners from scratch. They sous vide them, and they're all like these gourmet dogs. They are unbelievable. Right now, they got this kimchi dog with like Korean sauce on it. It is unbelievably good. Those hot dogs, $10. We can get a pint of beer with that's like really good craft beer and a homemade hot dog and even a side of chips with homemade parm dip if you want. And it's less than A&W to have some crappy food with root beer. There's something so broken in that it's like, this is why we don't go have fast food, because it is just a ripoff.
Oh, yeah, especially, I mean, I heard like Five Guys hamburgers, $15. Fast food hamburgers, $15. That's crazy, right? So
it's insane.
I can tell you though, in Memphis, I was just there last week in Memphis, 2 places I've went to. One's called Bar Dog. They got an awesome hot dog, right? They've got this awesome they'll even put an egg on it. If you want egg. I mean, there's so much stuff. The one that I've even texted you from this place before. I just went there a couple of days ago, or I guess last week. It's called the Kooky Canuck.
Okay.
Right. And they have these dogs, right? These hot dogs. I guess there's something connected to Canada with hot dogs, but it was fantastic. Whatever hell was on it was like, it's the best ever. I'll have to look up what was on it, but the Kooky Canuck as a hot dog, and maybe you know more about it than I do, but
I've never even heard of that place. But I was in a bar with a friend of mine last night, and we actually started talking about like, why doesn't every bar around here just offer a hot dog?
Oh, so easy.
Right? It's the simplest thing to have at a bar. You just you don't want a giant thing. Just give me a hot dog, and they don't have them. And I hadn't eaten hot dogs in years until Polyrhythm just got me. And now it's like every week we have to go have a hot dog there. It's just, they're so good.
They even have, they've been on, that's what it is. They've been on Man versus Food in Memphis, Tennessee. They have a poutine burger. But they've got these challenges, the Cucamonga challenge, to eat a burger in 60 minutes. And I forgot, what is it? And you get your picture on the wall.
I'm guessing that's a pretty big burger.
4 pounds.
Oh, geez.
4 pounds of beef. Yeah. And 2 pounds of bun.
Oh.
and a half a pound of, it's 7.5 pounds total.
Oh my God. There's no way. I couldn't even get through.
Can you imagine
of that? And I would be just full and feeling sick.
It's 7.5 pounds. All right. But I was looking at this. I want to see if this is a Canadian thing. What is the name of this burger?
Yeah, it was kind of curious. I'm curious if it's Canadian or just they like fake Canadian. I wonder what their poutine's like.
Oh, here it is. It's called the Montreal Pool Room Steamies.
Okay.
That is not American. I don't care what you say. It's not American. It's just from Quebec. And I said that right for all our Canadian losers.
Yes. Yeah,
so listeners.
Oh man, you're gonna get flamed, I think, by all the Canadians out there. That is
I'm messing with you. It says it's 2 steamed hot dogs with mustard, relish, cabbage. I think it was the cabbage I like. Oh, and cayenne pepper, onion and cayenne pepper. And 2 hot dogs were $15.49.
That's not bad. That's like, because that's a legit hot dog. That is not a little whistle dog.
No, they were big. I couldn't eat both of them. They were big.
We had friends of mine on the weekend. They said, we went to Polyrhythm on Wednesday and they have a buy one, get one for 50% off. And they said, man, we don't usually eat that much hot dog. And then I realized instead of just like buying 2 hot dogs for the 2 of them and just having like 50% off one of them, they each bought 2 hot dogs and then they couldn't eat it all.
Couldn't eat it all. Yeah.
Like, that is way too much.
I had to take one of these hot dogs back to the hotel room and I ate it, later. I couldn't eat it all in one sitting.
Nice. Nice. I'm curious if that, it must be actually from Montreal, because I can't imagine someone would just pick that out of the air and go, let's make something based on a Montreal pool hall, which I don't think I've ever been to a Montreal pool hall
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? It said pool room, so I didn't know if that
room.
was like a. I don't know if that was like a bathhouse or if that's actual game of pool. I don't know what you guys get up there.
Well, it is Montreal, so that's a good question. I was assuming it's just the regular pool hall where you play pool. Did I tell you?
It
Okay, a little
probably
bit
is.
of BS here. I was actually in a pool hall when I was in university. A friend of mine and I took some dates to this pool hall. I can't even remember who it was, to be honest, anymore. It was so long ago. But he had heard of this pool hall, and we drive up there, and it's like, oh, this is kind of a sketchy part of town. But we're like, oh, let's just go in. So we went in and we were playing pool, and it was unbelievable. A brawl broke out, and it was like watching Roadhouse live. We just kind of
Really?
backed up to the wall, and we stood there, and I'm talking like pool cue smashed over a guy's back. There's a guy that he threw this guy onto a pool table, and he had a pool ball in his hand, and he was going to smash him in the face. And that's when the guy came and broke another pool like over his back. Like there were chairs or people, like it was like everyone in the pool hall, and it was a giant pool, was in this brawl except for us, and we're kind of standing back against the wall going, holy shit. It was unbelievable. And then the brawl moved slowly. It was like watching like something off of Peanuts with the dust and the fist, and it rolled out the door into the parking lot, and we're like, we aren't moving. So we just stayed there, and we just started up another pool game. We're like, we're not going out in the parking lot. There's no way you could pay us to go out there. Like there's 30, 40 people out in the parking lot, I'm guessing, killing each other. 15, 20 minutes later, a couple of cops walk in, because obviously someone had called the cops, like probably the manager or whatever. And everyone's gone, long gone. So they kind of walk around, and then they stop and start playing. I shit you not. They stopped and started playing a video game. And then they turned and walked out. And when they walked out, we're like, we're out of here. And we walked like we're like 5 feet behind the police, just walking out the door, and then ran to our car and got in. It was unbelievable. It was just amazing. But
Dude, you can't write a movie that good.
yeah, well, we were not the big protagonists. We were like standing by the wall hiding. But it was amazing to see. It was unbelievable to see. And if today you would actually film that, now it's like that happens, and it's just in my memory. That's it. Nobody, like, it's not online anywhere, nothing. It's the world has changed so much. Like, could you imagine something like that breaking out now? It would be 50 different angles on YouTube within 30 minutes.
Yeah, with only 4 guys fighting.
With only 4 guys.
Right.
This was, you couldn't believe it. It was like everybody else except for us ended up in a brawl. I don't think I don't even know how it started. We just turned and looked, and these guys were chucking. It was amazing.
Well, I got to tell you what, we got to get our shit together here. This was not our cleanest and our best episode. I could tell you that.
Dog Days of Summer episode.
There you go. But I'm glad you're back. I'm ready to get back into it. Next week's my birthday, so I'm pretty happy about that part. And is next week, is it going to be a whiskey episode? Can we behave ourselves enough to have a whiskey episode next week? You want to try
it? Sort of do, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. I'll try it if you try it.
Okay. Next week may be the whiskey episode. And there
you go.
We'll behave. We'll try and behave this year. Well, I think last year you had a couple, and then you had beer going and everything. It was just a runaway.
It's the birthday. Because it was actually on my birthday, I think, last year. And now my birthday's on a Friday, and we do this on Thursdays.
Okay, so it's kind of birthday week, so we can calm it down a little bit, but we may have to do the whiskey. Yeah. I think that'd be a fun one. We haven't had a whiskey episode since 200 when we had Pat on and made it a whiskey episode.
That was funny too. Funny, and I just saw his son-in-law Sean, who's provided us beer in the past. But hey, thanks for putting up with us this week and listening to my rant. I had to get off my chest, and I feel like this is the best place to do it.
That's what
And
we're
it's
here
safe
for.
people. Yeah, we can make fun of DMV and post office all we want to, and nobody thinks anything of it.
Yeah, no one
And
cares
Amazon.
enough to complain
Yeah.
about us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Hey, glad you're back. Hope you had enjoyed that time off last week, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. And if you're still watching all the way to the end, please make sure you like, follow, subscribe. And if you want to be a beer sponsor, just go to mikeandblaine.com, buy us a beer, and we will talk about you, and we will do a better job than we did this week.
Check out their website at mikeandblaine.com. Then subscribe to the podcast and buy these guys a beer.